Hey tubers, so what you're looking at is a Husqvarna chainsaw. I picked this up at a flea market in Pennsylvania, Williams Grove. I paid 30 bucks for it, and the guy I got it from said that he got it from a storage locker. I would have liked to pay less, but the second I picked it up, somebody came in behind me and said, well, if you're not going to pay him 30 bucks for it, I will. It does have compression, the push button's there. I gave it a few pulls and it didn't want to start right up. As a matter of fact, it didn't do much of anything. So I'm figuring I'll dump the gas, clean out the fuel filter, pop the top off, see what the carburetor looks like, maybe clean up the carburetor a little bit and see what happens. If this saw comes back to life, I don't know, what do they cost? $250, give or take a foot and a half, maybe a little more, maybe a little less. Looks like a nice saw, looks like low usage. I spent a few minutes looking at the chain. I don't know if I could get the right angle on it so that you guys could see the teeth. But the chain looks halfway decent. Kind of feels halfway decent. Good way to get cut, eh? So anyway, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to dump the fuel and take a look at the fuel filter. And if we see anything strange, I'll get the camera back on. I dumped the gas and I'm not thinking she looks so good. She definitely don't smell so good. So I put some clean chainsaw mix in it and switched it around and dumped it again. So just something that I suggest. If the gas is really nasty, it's going to be tough to start your saw. So I drained the gas from this thing, and I might get away with just putting fresh gas in it and getting it to start, but I want to give this carburetor a quick going over, so we gotta kind of get the roof off. You know, you pop the clips, pop, 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 and take the air cleaner cover off. And there's the air cleaner, and you guys could see it's none too clean. To get that loose, it's easy enough. Up there where it's safe. Now it looks like I got some hex bolts to come out. I just want to look things over a little bit, also just to make sure that I'm not going to lose anything or screw anything up as I'm taking it apart. Giving it that extra few minutes, even believe it or not, videotaping it could be helpful for when you got to get it back together again. So you take the cap off, you take out the 4 hex bolts, and there's 2 down there. Well, air cleaner, 4 hex bolts. And now, how do you get this out? Well, what you gotta do is you gotta push these rubber things out of the way with the screwdriver, and this whole thing kind of comes up this way. If you don't undo those rubber things, you're not getting out. So you gotta, yeah, just kind of push it out of the way, right? Pry in here with the screwdriver, push it out of the way, and then that'll let you bring it up. You just slip that one off too. So once you push those out of the way and you kind of bring it this way, which allows you to slip the, you know, the primer bubble out, you're loose, right? This thing pulls right off, so now that's loose. And you can kind of get the top of the carburetor off, right? That's the top of the carburetor. And if you undo, there's 4 bolts holding it on, 4 screws. Right there's 2 and 2 in the back. Once you get those off, you can kind of see what's going on with the carburetor and clean out the diaphragm. So I got the 4 screws out of the top of the carburetor. They're going to be a real joy to get back in, I might add. But I got them out, and this cover comes right off. Not a big deal. And underneath it is this, and you carefully want to lift this out. take a look at it. Take note the disc side goes down. So it's actually going to go back together like that, and then on top. That's what the carburetor looks like with the cap off. One sec, let me make sure I'm showing it to you properly so you guys could see it in there. And once again, you just put that right on top of this again. I've already sprayed it off in there, cleaned it up. There was some nasty looking gas and all, so I think it'll be good. Now it's just a matter of getting it all back together again and seeing what we could do, if we can if it'll start. To hold those screws in place as I'm putting them in, I just put a dab of former gasket on there. You know, stuff that smells like shoe polish. I think I also have a set of in the olden days, it used to be to change points. You used to have kind of a locking screwdriver. The very center tip of the screwdriver would turn a little bit and kind of lock. Though those are Phillips heads, I'm not quite sure it's going to work on them. But anyway, if this doesn't work, I'll go fish around and see if I can find that. By the way, by clamping the saw in the vise like this, it gets the carburetor level rather than tilted up, which made it a lot easier to put those in also. So just a couple of tricks. I mean, if you drop the screws on the floor and lose them and so forth, you're kind of messed up. But if the hardest part is getting those screws in and out, if you can do that successfully and fix your saw, you're all set. As you're putting it back together again, don't forget to put this little wire back through there so that, you know, when you give it gas, right, this opens. So everything's back in place. Now it's a matter of just putting this on and we should all be good. Well, tubers, I wanted to show you guys a cold start, but I forgot to turn on the camera, so I can't. Let's just show you a warm start. Right up, without that soy. It's very good. I kind of cut off the spot a little bit. Let me set it up. Hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm up to. The bar sharpening. But what do you guys think? Is it a halfway decent $30 chainsaw? I think I hit a home run with it. I'm happy. I think I could get my $30 back if not only my 30, another 100 to go with it. So, Harvey Spooner Chainsaw Repair. I want to thank everybody for dropping by to watch and comment and subscribe. Please remember to keep your feet down, keep your heads up, and get out and enjoy each and every day. Bye now.